Hey, Confirmation Mentors. I just wanted to reach out to you real quick as we're now a couple weeks into confirmation and share a few things. First and foremost, though, above anything else, I just want to say how grateful I am for y'all. Y'all have stepped up to what is an incredibly hard challenge, having to kind of roll with the punches, so to speak, and go with the flow as we continue to discover new things and things that the pandemic has brought on that we anticipated, and then things that we haven't anticipated. So as I share other kind of information and updates, above all, I just want you to know how thankful I am, how grateful I am for each of you. I know this is not easy, and we're even asking you to do things above and beyond what we typically ask confirmation mentors to do. And so, one, I want to say thank you, and please keep letting us know. Me, Delana Anderson, Kelly Miller, and Gallagher know of ways that we can support you. And in a lot of things, we're going to try and be able to do that. And some things we aren't able to do, and we'll try to let you know the whys of those too. But yes, above all, thank you, thank you, thank you. A couple of updates or kind of answers to questions that have been asked. First, some of y'all asked about getting kind of the curriculum farther in advance. And I want to acknowledge that, yes, that would be super helpful. We do have some challenges with that. And that is that each of the pastors kind of writes their own lesson plan. And so we don't necessarily know before the week of what's going to be on their video. What I can do, though, and what we are going to try to get to you as quickly as possible, and I've been working on it in between Zoom meetings yesterday and today, and it's my priority until it gets done, is to get y'all one, and it would have been the binders. Some of y'all have them. It would have been an email, but I want to get it to y'all again, a list of all of the topics that are coming up and a calendar of events. The other thing I want to get to you is that we do have a summary page that each of the teachers will get. Why we haven't passed that out in the past is because the pastors or the teachers of the day don't necessarily have to stick close to that if they want to go another direction from it. And so we can give it to you as a sense of here's kind of where we're headed, but just know as we pass that out that we can't really plan on that being the exact lesson, but that'll at least give you a sense of what's happening. Also, there is curriculum available to the pastors. Some use it, some don't. Again, I'm happy to share that with y'all as well, and we'll do so. And maybe you find something in there that sparks an activity that you'd like to do with your kids, because you do have some freedom and flexibility when we break into our breakout groups to handle that time how you'd like to. We do provide questions that we hope will guide your conversation. But really, when they're in breakout time, we trust that y'all, the mentors, are the ones getting to know your group, can sense when it's good chatting time, what might be good questions. And so we don't want you to have to plan ahead. We want you to have it. But in the moment, if y'all want to go a different direction, you really are free to do that. So we are working on getting these things together, as well as one thing's been working on is a leadership guide that where if you wanted to, you can kind of see here's what the teachers get in terms of what they're expected to do. Here's kind of hopeful, a clear mentor kind of list. Here's kind of the Sunday morning schedule that has everybody's roles, not just the mentors. And so those of y'all who'd like to see kind of how the whole thing works together, hopefully that'll help just a little bit. But please keep asking questions. Another conversation has come about communication. We will continue and are working to improve both the weekly newsletter that comes to all confirmation families, as well as the mentor update that comes a little bit later in the week. I do hope that whether it's through the email groups that were set up at the beginning or if you want to set up your own text groups, it is wonderful when you can communicate with your confirmands, and as well as with each other. Some of y'all knew your fellow mentors beforehand, others were meeting for the first time, but either way, I hope that the three mentors in your group will keep in good conversation about who's doing what. And as a reminder, it really is important that we have two confirmands two mentors that are present in each group. The final thing I want to address today is questions about meeting off-site. So, and specifically, the questions come up most often is, can we meet together in someone's backyard to hold a total confirmation group or during the 9:30 hour? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. You can meet during confirmation. You can meet another time if you'd like to do something fun together. There are two parts to this. One part is what the church requires for off-person groups that are meeting, but off-campus groups that are meeting in person, but are church groups, which whenever you're meeting, your confirmation small group would be a church group when gathered together. But just really, it's just the three things that everyone's been talking about since we started with all of this, and that is everyone has to wear a mask. Everyone needs to stay 6 feet apart, and everyone needs to be diligent about either washing hands or using hand sanitizer. But if you can do those three things, then that'll meet those criteria. If you're doing it for Sunday school, you will also need to have access to Zoom. And that is for two reasons. One, because we don't want anyone to miss out on the opening. And two, we have committed that everyone will have the opportunity to join virtually. So if there is somebody in your group that would rather, whether it's because they're out of town or they're not comfortable coming in groups yet, they need to be able to join y'all virtually. And so at least one device that can pick up Zoom from whenever you're meeting needs to be present. One more quick note about that is when we talk about two adults, know that if you're in person, both the adults have to be there in person. And so unfortunately, we can't get around that by having one adult who is there in person and one joining by Zoom. That does not meet our 2 adult rule. Also, the 2 adults can't be related to each other. So that's just one of the issues, but we want to help you with that if you have questions with that. But again, thank you. I am grateful for y'all. We are continuing to see how doing this by Zoom is harder on our mentors in little ways we didn't expect. Like, if you run into problems like these questions don't really match the video. If we were in person, you could ask that right away. You're now more on your own. And I know that provides some challenges, not just that example, but in others. And know that all of our confirmation classes, it's a process. And in October, there's always some angst. And I imagine it's quite a bit higher with Zoom. So just know that that it does get easier. It does. And we're asking a lot. We're just asking everyone to do the best they can. There's not like a magical level that we have to get. But I know by virtue of y'all signing on to be mentors that you want to offer the best possible experience, as do we, your leadership team. So any way you can help, questions you have, suggestions that we take seriously and are trying to meet some of those that are coming in, please stay in communication. But know most of all that I'm praying for each of y'all. I keep y'all's the mentor list, so I can pray for you. And I'm so grateful, as is the other members of our confirmation leadership team with Kelly and with Delana and Ann. So y'all take care. Let us know if you have any questions, and very much thank you.